Hello, YouTube world, and welcome to Marcel Mindset TV. Today on the show, I've brought a special guest, a longtime friend of mine. This guy was running on the track. Now he's running the business world. For those of you out there, I'd like to introduce Graeme Thompson. How you doing, Graeme?
I'm doing well. How are you, Marcel?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for coming on, Graeme. I really appreciate it. This man is super busy. He's got a lot going on in his life. He barely has time. So I'm really grateful that Graeme took the opportunity to come on this show today and provide value for each and every individual out there. So thank you, Graeme, for that. I really appreciate that sincerely. So for the audience out there, I just want to let you know, please subscribe to the channel. Click that like button below. And remember, these are episodes that you do not want to miss out on. So I'd like to start off by asking, who is Graeme Thompson? This name is in the air. People are starting to get to know Graeme Thompson. So who is Graeme Thompson?
Well, I'm happy to hear that the name's starting to get around. I'm trying to work hard and get it out there. I used to be in track. I was a sprinter, as you mentioned. And then it's actually funny. A lot of people don't know this, but I was actually investing in real estate while I was in school. So I was on weekends while I was at Guelph. I was driving down to Windsor. I saw a hole in the market. I saw that the Windsor market was well below the rest of Southern Ontario, and it didn't really make sense to me because it was a big city. It was right on the border. Right. There was a lot of business coming to Windsor, and there was a lot of promise. So I saw the opportunity. I took advantage of it. I was driving down the weekends, fixing houses, seeing places, viewing properties, and I took advantage of it. So I ended up in the first year that I did that, I actually partnered with someone else. We ended up buying 5 properties in that first year, right. All rental properties. Okay. And sold some of them, kept others, but right. The idea was to rent them out, and we learned a lot doing that. I partnered with my mentor out of Toronto. He works at a brokerage called CBRE. That's where I was mentored there, and they sell land commercially, usually large parcels or more expensive parcels in really dense areas in Toronto. Yeah. And was able to use his knowledge and my ambition to try and grab the right properties. Right. And we launched from there. So after that, there was a point where I decided, instead of going into corporate world, I wanted to do my own thing. Right. I saw a hole in the market out here, property management. So I said to my realtor out here, I said, listen, I want to, see what I can do here. I'd like to start a business. Would you like to partner with me? So we ended up partnering. Right. And we created a property management business. That is Thompson Asset Management. Okay. Now Thompson Asset Management, we now manage almost 300 doors. So we're managing a few doors. We're not a massive company, we're not minuscule by any means either. But then the next step was we saw that almost every single one of our clients needed construction. Yeah. So Thompson Asset Management, property management, started offering construction. It was just a natural shift that we just continued our business offerings to that as well. Right. So listen, I'm sure you have other more specific questions. I can talk about everything. Of course. Yeah, no, that's great. So that was just a little overview. So as you can see, Graeme started off buying properties. Now they're getting into construction. They have a asset management company going. So these are huge things. And I know you briefly spoke about the whole athlete life. Like, man, you were a top athlete in Canada. This guy was a top track athlete in Canada. So I know there were some skills that you had as an athlete that you're now taking to your business. So my question to you is like,
what skills have you taken from being an athlete now in the business world?
I would say the number one thing, and people agree with me on this, is discipline. It's just showing up every day.
Yeah.
Hard days, good days, showing up every day, making sure you're putting your time in, getting the job done. The job's not done till it's done, right? That's the major thing. Now I could say that over the years playing different sports, I learned certain things, that little nuances that I've been able to apply, but I don't think we could touch up on those today.
Yeah.
But I would say the major thing is discipline myself.
Right. Discipline. All right. So Graeme is saying discipline. You got to have that discipline. So being an athlete, you got to be extremely disciplined, especially the levels that Graeme got to. At one point, I believe you're with Team Canada.
Yeah.
So that's the highest level. So that takes discipline. So Graeme was able to take the discipline from he had in track, and now he's bringing it into the business world. So you guys got to be disciplined out there. So for our audience out there, a lot of people, like, obviously in school, we don't necessarily get educated on, the business world or what an asset or liability is. So just to clear up, we want to bring financial literacy to this channel. So in your opinion, what is the difference between an asset and a liability?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would look at it from like a net worth position or premise. So if you say that you own assets. So let's talk about real estate, for example.
Right.
Let's say I own $2 million, $3 million, $4 million in real estate. Let's start with, let's do a round number. Let's just say 1 million. Let's say I own $1 million in real estate.
Right.
And let's say that's a couple houses. Let's pretend we're not in Toronto for a second.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, wait, a couple for a million.
Might even be one in Toronto. There you go.
Let's say you own a couple, and the total value is $1 million. That means you have $1 million in assets. Right. But your net worth isn't $1 million.
Right.
So how do you calculate your net worth? Well, you got liabilities as well. You have mortgages. You have car loans.
Right.
These are all liabilities. This is debt.
Right.
This is what's going to affect your net worth, which is what a lot of really wealthy people are worried about, is having a high net worth. They're worried about having the debt versus how many assets they have. Right.
Right.
So what they want is less liabilities, obviously, and more assets.
Of course.
So it's a simple equation. You're just taking all your assets and you're subtracting your liabilities, which are your loans. Things you owe on, right?
Right. Yeah.
IOUs, loans, mortgages, car loans, student loans. Subtract all of those, and then you'll have your net worth.
Your net worth, yeah. Okay, that's great, Graeme. Thank you very much. And it seems like you're on this path, and we know you're on this path of financial freedom. Like, you're on your way, man. Just the business alone in itself, the assets that you've acquired, the mentors that you're around, like, you're around people who are on that path of financial freedom, wealth. I just see it in you. I hear it in your voice. I know you're headed in that direction. So for our audience out there, we have so many people that are passionate and really want to create financial freedom for themselves. How can someone kind of get on that path or create financial freedom?
Definitely depends on which road you want to go down. I mean, there's a million different roads. I'd say that the best thing is to find something that has promise. So something where you can actually make money, but that you can enjoy, that you're passionate about.
Right.
If you're looking for financial freedom, whether that's through real estate, whether that's through, getting a degree and going to school and getting a good professional career, whether that's becoming an entrepreneur, finding a hole in an industry where you think you can add value, finding that thing and sticking to that. Unfortunately, you see a lot of guys that, whoa, that's a good idea, and they hop on it. And then, 3 weeks later, they're telling you about the next best thing. And it's like, what do you mean? I thought you were doing this. This is what your life is. And this is what I thought you were going to be for the rest of your life. No. That was what I was going to do for one week. And then I found something better.
Yeah.
And then you get excited for them, and then 3 weeks later, there's something else.
There's something else going on. Yeah. So being
So
consistent with one thing.
yeah, stick with one thing, see it through.
Right.
If you're at something for a couple of years and you realize you're not passionate about it, or maybe the market completely changes, that's seeing it through. But if you start something and it's hard, you don't give up.
No,
You keep going.
keep going. Yeah. It's not supposed to be easy, I don't think.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be. Most businesses don't make money for the first year.
Yeah, that's the way the game goes. That's the way the game goes. So Graham's saying most businesses don't make money for the first year. So you got to understand that. So if you're passionate, you're going to continue going, even if you don't see any income. All right. So I see that there's a gap in the education system. Like they lack on teaching us about financial literacy and understanding money. So how important is it for someone to understand financial literacy and to understand money and like what is money and how it works? How important is that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think if it just depends on how you want to live. I think a lot of people, say they want to live rich lives, and they don't really have the discipline or the real desire to do so. I think everyone should have a basic understanding of financial literacy.
Yeah.
But it really depends how far or how deep you want to dive.
Right.
I think, everyone should understand savings.
Right.
Savings so that, minimally you have enough money for your children, your rent, your, the basic necessities of life. And you should understand budgeting enough to achieve those things. Make sure your children have a decent upbringing, right? I mean, I think that's the most important thing.
Right.
Everyone should have that level of financial literacy, which I don't think is provided.
Right. No.
I think that should be a fundamental,
right.
Grade 1 class.
Yeah.
Like people should be learning that. It should be like, wow, savings. You get this many marshmallows, and they add up.
Exactly.
If you kept your marshmallow yesterday, today you get 2 or something along those.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we did that, I think people would learn the value of money and the value of savings and compound interest, which is massive. So that's one thing.
Okay.
And on the other scale, obviously, if you want to become successful, financial literacy is everything.
Everything, right?
Yeah, push towards that.
Yeah. So financial literacy is everything. You need the basics of financial literacy. So make sure you guys are taking the time to research that stuff. If you haven't been taught it, there's YouTube. There's this channel here that's providing that information for you. All right. So now I want to transition to mindset. So Graeme, you have this mindset. You just have this like winner's mindset, this positive mindset. Like you've developed this mindset, and I could just see it. I could hear it from you. And based on your results, your mindset is so strong. And I know being in business, you gotta have such a strong mindset. So how did you, because like people they want to hear like, how do I develop a strong mindset? So how did you develop this mindset that you have? Because I believe half of what you're saying, it's all a mindset. So how did you develop this mindset, and how do you keep such a strong mindset day in and day out?
Yeah, that's a great question, Marcel. I believe it actually came from like at a young age.
Yeah.
I excelled at sports. I was lucky in that I was a gifted kid, smart, and excelled at sports. And I believed from a young age that I was going to do something. So every day, I'm actually, you think, someone might look at my life and say, okay, this is really good. I pressured myself to do it. It's not enough. It's not enough. I got to do more. Now, the balance for me is tough because, I have to be appreciative of, everything I've, landed on and, achieved, and then still go for more. And it's just putting that time in and chasing the next thing. And I think that's part of the game. A lot of people say, well, after you make money, you just want more and more and more. Right. Yeah, sure. If you're just in it for the money, but if you're also, if you're in it for playing the game, I mean, business turns into a bit of a game after a while. Right. And if you just have a love for it, just like a sport,
Yeah.
basketball, track, you just keep going, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Because you have that mindset, and people really want that mindset. And it like you said, like you require a certain mindset to like really make it in business and even in life, right? So now I want to transition, because you did say that entrepreneurship is a tough road. Most entrepreneurs, either they don't make money in the first year, and like you got to have a strong mindset when you're not making money. So we have a lot of young entrepreneurship or entrepreneurs out there right now. We know, with social media, more people are being exposed to it, more people are hearing about it, more people are hopping on that bandwagon, if you want to call that, or whatever the case may be. So, what is a tip that you have, for that young entrepreneur out there, not the one that's seasoned and went through the fire, but the young guy, because you've been through that phase and you're thriving, for the young entrepreneur out there that is just starting out his business or his podcast or whatever he's got going on, what is advice that you have for him or her or them?
The biggest thing is, well, I'm going to put it in two parts. I'm just going to give like a little bit of a tidbit. So if you haven't started a business yet, and you don't have a ton of money, I would look at service businesses, consulting, if we don't want to go that far, it could be simple as car washes, right? It could be anything, any service that you can provide. The reason why I say that is services, there's much less upfront costs. I'm not talking about buying a restaurant and offering that as a service. I'm talking about, finding an industry where you can offer price, so you can, service someone else, and those are the industries where you have low front up costs, where if you don't have $1 million, you can get started on it right away and build up customer base, and then build out on your business, which is kind of what we did. But then the other thing is, your other question is advice. I would definitely have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you are likely to fail. And that's the unfortunate thing. Even if you work hard and you just show up every day, you might fail. And the reason being is, if you don't plan, you might be going in the wrong direction.
Right.
So creating that plan, figuring out goals for the year, what you want to hit in terms of sales numbers, what you want to do in terms of growth. What do you need to hire anybody? When do you need to hire them? At what point can one person or yourself handle the amount of customers? Do you need someone else? Price planning. Is this a business where I can increase my prices after a certain time? Did I offer a discount at the beginning? How do I get customers? Is there a marketing plan that I have? Planning things out is the most important. And that's actually something I struggle with, because I'm such a doer, not really too much of a thinker. I just go. But sometimes I got to say, hey, relax a second. Let's map this out. Let's figure out what we're doing. Because sometimes I often, I'm trying to run a 100-meter sprint when I'm in the stands. I'm in the stands talking to the popcorn guy, saying, we should do this differently. And it's like, holy crap, let's just go straight.
Exactly.
So that's the one thing. I think this is actually, I'm going to steal this from Warren Buffett. He says, an idiot with a plan will beat a genius without a plan any day.
Wow. Can you repeat that for the people out there?
An idiot with a plan will beat a genius with no plan any day.
Wow. Yeah. So you guys got to make sure you guys have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're preparing to fail. You're not going to succeed without a plan. And like Graeme said, with goals. So make sure you guys have a plan. Make sure you have those goals set. So, in this channel, we also want to provide life advice. So not just business, but also life, because obviously everyone has their own experiences. Everyone has been through things in their life, and you've been around the world. You've been different places. So, it could either be one life advice or a few things that you want to provide for people out there in regards to life advice. What are some life lessons that you've learned that you'd like to share to people out there? Like for me, it would be being kind to people. Be kind to everyone, because everyone's going through something.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah. Everyone has their own book, right? You don't know what chapter they're on, right?
Yeah.
Life advice. I would say the focus. The focus
Focus.
um,
I love that.
is should be on yourself. A lot of people get caught in, and I don't want to discount this because it's important to look and see and learn from what other people are doing.
Right.
But it's not all the same story. So you can look at other people and see the good things they're doing, but don't become obsessed with them. Don't just, don't become obsessed with that. Try and focus on what you're doing and how you can achieve that, because you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. You just have to focus and create a plan, and then become disciplined, and fulfill that plan. You can do whatever. If you don't know how to make a plan, find someone who's already done it. Ask them. If you want to ask someone for advice, ask them how to make the plan, because they've already done it. That's the tough part is, I don't know how to make a plan here. How do I do this? Create a plan with someone else's help.
Yeah. I like that, Graeme. Thank you for that. And there's a lot of people that need to hear that today, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have a plan, or a lot of people are struggling, or a lot of people just trying to find their way. And that's why I'm providing this channel, because this channel is an opportunity let's try to help people find their way. Especially if you found your way, let's help other people. Let's bring other people up with us. That's the goal. So I have one kind of final closing question here. If someone's interested in maybe your mentorship, or someone's interested in working with you or partnering with you, is that something that you're open to, or something that you guys are trying to expand on or provide?
Yeah, I think so. In terms of partnerships, the important thing that I found in partnerships is both sides. There has to be a strategic partnership. So whether it's, I'm providing all the time and they're providing all the money, or we're both providing certain skill sets, and we find an even way to partner. There always has to be a strategy involved. I get approached by people sometimes, and they want to partner with me on something. And I asked them, okay, but what are you bringing to the table? Are you doing this, this, and this, and this? No. I thought we could both do that. Well, I don't. What am I expected to do? You want me, or you want me to bring more money, or you want me to do this? And it's like, it doesn't really even out. I'd like to partner with you, but we need to know our numbers. We need to have even partnerships. So that's the one big thing is, make sure you can, and you can always twist it a little bit. I'm not saying, having or not having the money is not enough, or it's just add something in there, add something into part of the deal. Maybe, for example, real estate, maybe you're going to manage the properties. Maybe you're going to find the financing. You'll do all the work, and then they provide the money. Or maybe there's a way for them to loan the money into a corporation, which you guys own together. There's certain things you can do to make the deal a little sweeter. There's always a creative way to do a deal. Mentorship. Yeah, I'm happy to answer questions. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram, Graeme Thompson. That's my @ and we can chat on there. If there's anything too much in detail, I might, we'll see. I'm gonna have time, but I'll do my best to get to anybody's questions. But yeah, that's probably the best way is just reaching out via Instagram.
Graeme Thompson.
Yeah. Happy to chat with you there. But yeah, we got to chat, Marcel. It's been too long.
It's been a long time, my friend. Yeah, we got to talk, man. Yeah, we barely talk because you're a busy man. Yeah, thank you, Graeme. That kind of concludes, the interview here and the show and the podcast. Is there any final closing statements that you'd like to say to the viewers out there in the YouTube world?
Yeah, I just like to kind of reiterate what I was saying before. If you've got a plan, you can do whatever you put your mind to. So don't give up. Don't lower your expectations. Create a goal, create a plan that goes along with that goal, and go and get it. You
Go
know,
get it. I like that. You heard it here today from Graeme Thompson. This guy is a winner, man. Look at that. He's got $1 million smile, man. He's got things going for him. He's doing the right things. He's dedicated. He's committed. He's focused. He is driven. He is goal orientated. And clearly, this man has a plan. So you guys want to listen to what this guy has to say, because he provided nothing but value here today. Value. You know, these things could change your life. These little small things that Graeme said were Timbits could really change your life. Having goals, setting a plan, being disciplined, it could change your life entirely. So for those viewers out there, make sure you have that set in your life. And for those of you out there that want to reach Graeme, the Graeme Thompson, is it the Graeme Thompson?
correct.
The Graeme Thompson on Instagram. Thank you guys very much for tuning into the show. Remember, please subscribe to the channel below. Click that like button so you can get all the notifications, so you know when the episodes are coming out. These are episodes that you don't want to miss. And if you want to reach me, it's Marcel Mindset on Instagram. Graeme, it's been nothing but a pleasure, man. It's good to see you again. Keep killing it out there, man. And thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it, my friend.
You got it.
Thanks, man. Yeah. All right.